turn whatever you want off. Turn your vibrator on, turn your thing off. We are recording as of right now, but you are good. Take your time. Take your time.
I am here.
Before we start, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to the sponsors, AR Design and Photography. She's my photographer, and also she donated money to make sure this month happens. She donated for the studio. So shout out to her, and thank you so much for all of your support, all of your help. Let me move this logo a little bit. There we go. So it's not as overbearing. But we, of course, have Bryce with us today. So how you doing, brother?
What's up? How are you guys doing?
Also, I'd like to give a shout out. The logo was done by Riff Media Group. They're a PR company. They're fucking fantastic. Bryce, you couldn't wait, so here you are again. I love you, brother. Thank you.
I didn't actually mean to be in here like this. It just kind of happened, and like I was trying to get it set up, and I was like anticipating. You are beautiful, my friend. I love your hair. It is absolutely amazing.
And I love your lack thereof. Like,
Oh, dude, I'm just trying to be unapologetically me, baby. You know what I mean?
that's how I am, dude. And it upsets people. I love that part of it. Like,
Yes, it very much does upset people, but it is okay because we are who we are and we cannot please everybody in this fucking world. You know what I
no.
mean?
The thing is, I attract the right people. That's the thing. You got
Exactly.
with you being bald. Do you like your hair being pulled?
My beard?
Yeah.
Uh, not so much. Not really.
Do you
Not
think if you
really a
had
big
hair, you
fan.
would like your hair being pulled on your head? Because we can make up for that. We can get a plunger and just pop it on your head. Just.
Pop it on my head. I mean, maybe we could do that. I mean, I've done that before. Yeah, I've definitely had like somebody come up at work and put a cupcake on my head before.
Dude, that's
Like
fucking hilarious.
just being bald. You know what I mean?
It's fucking hilarious. By the way, before we get too far down the rabbit hole and stuff, where can we find you? Do you have a website? Oh no. It's asking the wrong questions. No, he'll be back. Oh shit. You gotta love it. By the way, shout out one more time to AR Design and Photography for going ahead and helping me out. We have Bryce back.
Yeah, sorry about that. My bad.
I'm,
I had my phone plugged in and then I unplugged it and it just like shut everything off, dude. You know
I'm
what I
like,
mean?
I'm like, dude, where can we find you at? And you're like, fuck off, and you just disappeared.
Nah, dude, you can find me in the bleakness of absolutely fucking nowhere, dog.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, our website is we have a Bandcamp which is just Plaguewielder, Ohio, but it's PLAUGEWIELDER.bandcamp.com. Facebook is just Plaguewielder, and Instagram is just Plaguewielder, and same Spotify, just Plaguewielder on there. There are two other different Plaguewielders, but they are not active, so we are in the fucking clear, dude. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was looking up. I hope I got the right one because I was looking up songs for like my Facebook story, and there's like
Yeah.
3 different Plague Wielders.
Yes. So which one did you? Okay, so there's one with a purple cover. Okay, if you go on our Spotify, you'll see what is us, and then there is another release. It's from a band that's called Plaguewielder called Chambers of Death. I think it's Chambers of Death, and that is not us. It is purple, not us.
Bro, you should cover their music just to fuck with people. You should
I
just-
should not do that, dude. I should really not do that. I feel like that's a death sentence waiting to happen. Dude, I feel like if you're a comedian, you should cover other people's jokes and see how that goes for you.
I'm not a comedian. I'm a cover artist. Bro, could you imagine if comedians did that? Musicians do it. What if I do it? I just walk around. I'm just a cover artist.
Nah, dude, I'm not a musician. I'm a piece of shit. That's how it always is, dude. Like,
Well, what's weird is musicians when they cover other people, like cover bands are a thing. That
yeah.
they make more money than the people that do original music. So maybe I should become a cover artist.
Well, that's a whole other like bag though, dude. Like that's like those bands are playing for like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm lucky. I mean, any band, basically, any like I feel like even some medium-sized touring bands are probably lucky to get $100 a show.
You know, it'd be really weird
What?
if like the bands had their cover counterpart open for them.
Like if it was like what you know a cover band like off the top of your head?
Yeah, like if Mr. Speed opened for Kiss. Like, could you the number one Kiss cover band opening for Kiss?
Dude, it'll probably be better than Kiss.
Have you ever heard of Mini Kiss?
Oh yeah, dude. They should have like it would be like Spinal Tap thing though. Like it would be like Mini Kiss comes in, but it's like Stonehenge. But just yeah, but it would just be Mini fucking Kiss, dude. Like they would bring them all in and it would just be fucking Mini Kiss. That'd be hilarious.
Dude, speaking of Spinal Tap, did you know Derek Smalls released a solo album a few years ago?
Which one is that?
The bass player.
The bass player? No, I did not. But that is fucking fantastic, dude.
Yeah, he
Fantastic.
released because Spinal Tap's not doing anything right now, so he decided to release a solo album under the character that he portrayed in Spinal Tap, and it's fucking hilarious.
So funny. Good evening, Cleveland! Like walking through that fucking boiler room, dude. Just so fucking unhinged and hilarious. And like, dude, when they're doing the Big Bottom is my favorite song. Like, talk about mud flaps, my girls got 'em. Dude, Big Bottom drive me out of my mind. How could I leave this behind? And he's foreshadowing and he's fucking like just doing shit to my brain when I was a little kid, man. Like that sounded terrible, but not in that way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that song, did you see when they performed it with every bass player in history live?
Dude, I hope they did because
They
there's
did. They brought out Paul McCartney. They brought out Dave Grohl. They brought out Robert Trio from Metallica. They brought out, they brought out like everyone, and they were like bow down, bow, 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 bow. Because that song, for people that aren't familiar, the song features three bass players. There's no guitar. It's all
yeah.
bass and one drummer.
Yeah, absolutely fucking ridiculous, dude. Can I be endorsed by Taco Bell one day? I don't know if we can do that, but probably not.
Probably not. I don't care, dude. I do this anymore. I was doing it at first. I'm like, I would like to make money off this, but now I'm just doing it for fun.
Well, I think that's the way to do it, man, because like you start doing things for fun and you start being genuine about it, that's when you start making money, man. You
Yeah,
know?
dude. So it's kind of like a big circle of life, dude. You're like, I don't want money, and then you get it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I want money, but I ain't getting it. You know what I mean? That's okay, dude, and that's okay. That's fine because like I'm taking the necessary steps forward. I'm just like crawling my fucking way.
Dude, I
Yeah.
love your nails, dude.
Oh yeah, I have this is a sigil of Lucifer on here.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with the sigil of Lucifer.
And then my nails are they're coming off and they're all black because I was painting and that's a little pentagram, real cute.
So, do you identify as a Satanist, or do you just identify as atheist and you just like using the imagery?
I'm just Bryce, man. Like I am who I am and I don't know, you know, and I don't really like titles. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's like being in a band and me saying that I'm in a black metal band, but you, let's say hypothetically, you don't listen to that type of shit, and you'd be like, "Well, yeah, you're in a black metal band, but I think it sounds like the Grateful Dead because that's what I listen to." You know
Yeah.
what
That
I mean?
also titles though, especially religious titles, makes you easier to be a target as well because there's certain religions in certain areas that are targeted. So if you identify as a certain thing or a certain system, that just makes you easier to be a target.
Yeah, I don't really. I don't know, man. I never, you know, and if I lean towards anything, it's definitely like just like the principles of Satanism. Yeah, for sure, but like not all of them. You know what I mean? Like I'm very picky and choosy. I kind of like what I like. I also like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Our first album is a concept album based on that. And like I believe in reincarnation,
So is
but
the Tibetan Book of the Dead,
I,
refresh my memory, is it similar to the Egyptian Book of the Dead?
basically it's I think it's Buddhism. Let's say Buddhism.
But
Not
isn't it pretty much Buddhists equivalent to the Egyptian Book of the Dead?
Yeah, basically chanting the body through the soul and the whatever through the afterlife for how many days and how where they're gonna go and when they're gonna come into contact with when they're gonna come back. Like if you go into a forest, you might come back as an animal. You want to come back as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, and they guide you. It takes like 40 some days of chanting for them to chant the body through the afterlife, but they don't want their family around and shit like that because it causes like a like your soul to want to stay on Earth
That's
and
interesting.
untie and let go. You
Well,
know what I
that's
mean?
interesting because there's a lot of beliefs and stuff that believe in like reincarnation, and there's others. Not a whole lot of religious beliefs nowadays believe in a bad place that you go to, like hell or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not sure, man. Keep going.
because here's the thing with I know you're not really that into religion, but it's fun to talk about.
It is fun to talk about.
When it comes to like hell and stuff, uh, even like modernized Christian religions like Mormons, they don't believe in hell.
They don't.
They believe in three forms of the afterlife, but they don't believe in a hell necessarily. If you lived a horrible life, you're just going to like pretty much Section 8 housing.
Crazy to. And have you ever like fucked around with psychedelics ever?
No, but I look like I sell it.
You look like you would be in Bonnaroo wearing a bear suit selling LSD, man. I'm telling you what. Yeah, you do. I know you smoke a lot of weed, and I'm gonna be hitting bongs this whole entire time, and that's gonna be okay
As long
because
as you do it off camera.
you're not you. I've been doing it. You haven't even seen me, man.
I've been noticing. I see smoke coming up. I thought you were a dragon.
No, I am a dragon, but yeah, I'll do it off camera. Yeah, I didn't get any of it in there. I'm trying to be responsible and make a good impression.
Well, no, the thing is I don't mind it on camera. It's YouTube and the places I put it on are the
Yeah,
ones that care.
very very true. But yes, just know I am an advocate for marijuana, and
Me
I'm
too.
for smoking it.
No, on 420 last year, I march with advocates and I try to help with the movement as much as I can. But on 420 last year, before it officially became legal, we smoked pot on the courthouse steps in Ohio,
Hell yeah, that's how.
and to boycott that it was still illegal. And luckily, after fuck, dude, in Ohio, it's been decriminalized since 1967, I think, in Ohio. Maybe later than that. But
Really?
then, due to Ronald Reagan in the 80s, the war on drugs, we had some
Yeah,
issues. But the thing is like, there's been so many advocates, man, over the years that have been trying, and finally it's happening. And it's crazy because if you look at the bigger picture, weed on and off has been illegal since like, I want to say 19. I forget what year it was. I posted it earlier. It was like the 30s or 40s when the Marijuana Tax Act took place.
yeah. What because of hemp?
Yeah, 1930s, and then they turned around and they overrode that. They overdid that, overturned it in 1967, and they turned around and made it illegal again in the 80s because
Yeah,
Ronald Reagan wanted to fight drugs.
yeah. It's a tad bit absurd. I think.
I I
Absurd.
think I might run for president, dude.
I think that you probably could have a better chance than most people because I could never run for president. I could never do like that job. Probably has to be the most high stress job in the fucking world. That
it,
has to.
it is.
It is.
Uh,
Like
um,
there have been in office, like what are some presidents that have been in office and then they like 4 years later they've like aged like 8 years. You know, and
Barack Obama.
the things that they have to think about when they go to sleep at night, like just because I mean, think about like how fucked up Reddit is. Okay, like you can go on Reddit and you can literally watch people in other countries just being slaughtered.
Yep.
Like it's not. like, yeah, I'm obsessed with it, but I had to stop watching it because it started affecting my life like in a negative way because I would watch too much of it.
Well, bro, if you also think about it, not just what you have to deal with that you might be guilty of, like something you didn't realize would happen due to something choice you made, but also you get blamed for shit that also isn't your fault. You get blamed for shit that the House and the Senate passed, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're the president." This country don't realize the president doesn't have power. He doesn't have the power that you think he does.
I mean, like he does, but there's ways. There's things that
Yeah.
he procedures that they have to go through. There's like this whole fucking it's a branch, dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That people think he's like some dictator that can do anything he wants. No.
No, no. I mean, there are dictators in the world that do whatever they want, and I don't think that our president is one of them. To be
No.
honest, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
I'm
saying
running.
we're,
I'm running, dude. What would you do if
yeah,
you was president? What would your choices be?
what my choice would be. Like, I would probably change up the Ten Commandments a little bit.
That's not what the president does, dude. You're talking about the Bill of Rights, dude. You're over there like, that sacred tablet that Moses had? Yeah, I'd get rid of a couple. Like, that's not even government related, dude.
Yeah, I know. He was trying to eat dinner and he ate some mushrooms and he started tripping balls and he found a burning bush and all this shit happened and then politics happened immediately after. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't
Isn't
know.
it weird? Isn't it weird? I'm not trying to be blasphemous here, but isn't it weird that like most like times that people talk to a spiritual being to write laws or whatever was when they were by themselves on a mountain?
No.
Like nobody else was around to like be.
Well, yeah, that's weird, but I could see. You got to think about the vibe of it, though. If
Yeah,
it,
but you also got to think, can I believe what this human being said? Like they came down here like, oh, I promise.
where are you gonna have a spiritual experience, dude, in your fucking bathroom? Like, I mean, I've had spiritual experiences in bathrooms, but like, that ain't fucking. That's neither here nor there. But
Dude, I've
like,
had spiritual intervenes in a group of people.
yeah, in
Yeah.
a I feel me, I'm like I'm real into nature, dude. Like I mean, I don't go outside a lot, but like if I go out in the woods, like I'm fucking into it. You know what I mean? I feel like if anywhere was gonna be like that, it would be in the hush, in the stillness. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, I do that too, but I've had some moments where like I was hanging with friends, I got a little too medicated on the laughter lettuce, and then next thing you know, I got that's the thing people don't realize. I've told people for years, I'm like, I don't use cannabis as like a recreational activity. Every time I do it is either A to help with anxiety, B to help me sleep, or for a spiritual journey.
I mean, do you how long you been smoking? Since when did you start smoking?
I was a late bloomer. I didn't start till I was about 18 or 19, so 2010, 2011,
I started in 2008, so you're what, 33?
32.
Okay, I'm 35. I mean, I look like I'm like when I don't shave my head, dude, I look like I'm in pushing 40s, pushing.
Well, I don't know about age anymore because growing up, the shows we used to watch, like Rugrats, the parents were in their 30s, like our age. So
Yeah.
like nowadays, I'm like, I don't think that this is right. Like, like
Like I feel like I came across shit on YouTube the other day that was nothing but um 90s from 92 to 95 uh Nickelodeon.
mhm.
And I was just like enthralled. And I was like, man, I really need to watch this. I put it on my save to watch later. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to be watching some Nickelodeon soon. But yeah, dude, looking back at some of those shows, they really fucking sucked.
Did you
Like,
hear some of the theories behind those shows, bro? Not just not just Nickelodeon cartoons, but like cartoons in general from that area. I'm not just gonna lump it into Nickelodeon, but like for instance, over on Cartoon Network side, Ed, Ed, and Eddie. There was a theory about Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I don't know if you've heard it or not.
really not.
All of the kids are not alive, and they're all from different eras. They're all in purgatory.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Look it up, dude. The theory makes sense.
Dude, okay, so I was more of a Nickelodeon kid. I'll be straight up with you. Like Cat Dog was my shit. I mean, I still like SpongeBob SquarePants. I feel like if you're an adult in your midlife and you don't like SpongeBob SquarePants and you don't actively quote SpongeBob SquarePants, you're just trying to be too cool. You
Dude,
know
I
what I mean?
love SpongeBob.
I got this cross above my head over here, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be cool, dog. Like,
I'm surprised it's right side up, dude. I've seen your tattoos.
yeah,
You
it
know what's
is.
weird? People don't realize is
It doesn't
the
bother me.
upside down cross is really cool and all, but like it's actually a very religious symbol.
St. Francis, man, he didn't want to be crucified like Christ.
Yeah.
But it's weird because, like, how many people have been crucified throughout history? Like, so many. I
And
don't even
before Christ.
do with Christ. Like, and it, you know what I mean? Like, that's just a way that they killed people, dude. Like,
Well, yeah, if you look at it though, like there was two other people that were crucified like Christ next to him.
yeah, and one was a thief that I don't remember what the other one was.
That's a thing that people tend to forget is do you know why he was crucified to begin with?
Well, because he was saying he was the son of God, right? And then
Not
they
just that, but he was pushing his own religion in a Jewish ran society. And the Romans didn't like that. So they crucified him. He's literally the first person to be canceled.
yeah. Dude, there was people way before that him that got canceled. Actually, maybe not. No, I don't think so. I mean, like,
Okay, hey, dude, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I found the fan theory about Ed, Ed, and Eddie. You want me to blow your mind?
yeah, do it.
All right, here we go.
Sorry.
According to fantheories.fandom.com, here's the full summary. According to the theory, the children of the cul-de-sac each hail from different eras spanning early 1900s to early 2000s. Let me try to get my page to show me. Hold on. It's giving me some weird shit. Okay, I think I got it. From the early 1900s to the early 2000s. This would explain why the year for the show is very hard to pinpoint, with multiple things present, and also why there aren't any adults in the show, although you do catch glimpses of one every now and then. Rolf appeared first in the 1900s. The theory goes his family had moved from Peach Creek in order to establish a farm on its land. Rolf died around 1903 when his family's farm animal stampeded and trampled him to death. This is the supposed reason as to why he only has one cow, one goat, and a few pigs and a few chickens. Not enough animals to cause a fatal stampede in the afterlife. Johnny 2x4 came to the cul-de-sac not too long after Rolf's death. Having no friends, Johnny took a marker and painted a face or drew a face on a piece of wood and dubbed it as Plank. Though such behavior is considered unusual in the modern times, it was considered a simple childhood innocence and whimsy in his time. He died in 1922 after fighting a long battle with tuberculosis, 6 years before the discovery of penicillin. He took his friend Plank with him to the afterlife, such he is the last thing that he saw before he had died. Purgatory would also explain Plank's occasional sedient behavior, which is most notably demonstrated in the movie. Eddie came next. He was born in New York and eventually moved to Peach Creek during the Great Depression era. Always trying to get a quick buck, he always sets up scams to get money from the cul-de-sac kids in an effort to escape the poverty which he had spent his entire life in. Eddie didn't have a proper father figure since he really hold on, let me try to find where I was at. Since his real life father abandoned him. Sorry, it's like cut off in a spot, so I have to guess what the fuck it's saying. Since his real life father abandoned him and his mother shortly after he was born. With this came the big bro he adored and idolized so very much, despite the latter's abusive nature. After one of his scams went awry, Eddie was 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 swindling children in the cul-de-sac and ran to the and jumped into it. Eddie ended up drowning to death in the lake, and he soon joined other deceased children in the afterlife. Even though he was no longer a human, Eddie still tried to chase after the almighty dollar by continuing his swindling nature in the afterlife. And then they go through all the different kids, how they died, and then here's evidence. The children have green and blue tongues, and the tongue does in fact turn bluish shade when you die. There is a conspicuous lack of adults, even other children. The summer is endless. In the early seasons, the whole series takes place in the same area. A minor but notable pointer is that in the Ed, Edd n Eddy movie, where Lee Kanker is depicted as a giant imposter figure in the sea of flames up to her waist, which signifies hell. Um,
Gee,
there's
dude,
a, there's
it's,
another theory.
it's like, how high did these people have to be?
You want to hear another theory, bro, about the same show?
Do it.
Ed, Edd n Eddy's one human being, and they actually is schizophrenic.
Wow.
Because one of the artists of Ed, Edd n Eddy was actually schizophrenic, and he died due to police brutality a few years ago.
A few years ago?
Yeah, he was having a schizophrenic fit, and the cops shot him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was schizophrenic. So it's believed that Ed, Edd n Eddy is just a personification of himself.
Was he the writer of the show?
He was just an artist, as far as I know.
Holy shit.
Which
Well,
also makes sense because the Kanker sisters also are schizophrenic, and they're a love interest of the Ed boys.
they're twins, right?
There's three of them, and I think they might be. I don't even think they're brothers, really, because Eddie has a brother that he's obsessed with. Ed
Yeah.
is the one that special Ed. Like that was kind of the joke back then. He was,
Yeah.
yeah, and then Ed was the smart one.
See, I watched Ed, Ed and Eddie. Um, I couldn't even tell you any other cartoon shows from Cartoon Network that I used to watch.
There was Danny Phantom. I think that came later. And then
Danny Phantom. I never watched Courage the Cowardly Dog either.
Chalk Zone was another one.
Shock Zone, I do remember that a little bit. Yeah, I do remember that, watching that. But I was like into like Rocket, what
Rocket
Power,
Power.
Rocket Power, and Rugrats, and I was into obviously like SpongeBob. I was into Cat Dog. I was real into what's the other one? All Real Monsters. I was into All Real Monsters. I liked Ren and Stimpy, and I liked like the ones like that. Ren and Stimpy was really fucked up too.
Ren
The
and
one
Stimpy actually got sold.
like testicles, like that were nailed to the wall and shit, like in the beginning of it, and like
Well, did you know they were sold?
they were sold.
John Kay, the creator of Ren and Stimpy, it started off as like a children's show.
Yeah,
John Kay bought it, and VH1, I think, acquired it, and they ran an adult version of it on VH1 for a short amount of time where they turned Ren and Stimpy gay. It was called Ren and Stimpy's Adult Hour. It was very adult oriented. There was a scene where Ren straps a saw to his waist, like a strap on, and Stimpy is bent over with a log on his back, and he's like pelvic thrusting onto the saw, and he's making noises, and I'm not kidding. And at the very end, Stimpy turns around and he has like a little bit of dust on his back, and Ren's like, "Clean that shit up," and he throws it at him. A towel.
the real cum rag.
Dude, I always know when to change mine out because it starts like going to college and shit. You know what I mean?
It's just stiff, dude. I don't even use one of those anymore, dude. Like, I
What
don't
do you
even
do? Just jerk off into your bed sheet and fall asleep?
couldn't even tell you the last time I jerked off. Like, it's like not even. It's weird, dude. Like, it's like I've been getting so much more shit done. Like, it's crazy.
Dude, that's
Honestly.
probably why I ain't getting much done because I do nothing but.
Oh, dude. So, so listen, I have to air out some shit. Fucking one time. You know Matt Tahosky from Dr. Smoke.
Yes, I do.
He one time he was real drunk. It was the first time he met my girlfriend. Like he knew of her.
Uh-huh.
Um and we have Saturday movie night because he lives in like the town over. We've been best friends for fucking ever. And like he's so fucking funny. Like this is funny to me as fuck. And if you don't think it's funny, it's just kind of like whatever. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But he's like, we're saying bye, and I'm like in the other room. He gives her a hug, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't do anything but just like make music and jerk off constantly all day." And I looked over, and I was like, "Matt," I was like, "What the fuck, dude? What are you doing?"
At least he's honest.
Oh, dude, it cracked me the fuck up. I was just like, why would you say that to her? Like of all things. But then like I think back to like the shit that I've done to people and the things that I've said, and I'm like, yeah, I was pretty fucking tame. And at least she's getting to know everybody pretty quickly. I'm like, cool, you know what I mean? Like she's super fucking nice. Of course I would end up talking about her. It's awesome. Love her so much.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. I remember my first time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I remember my first girlfriend too, dude. She goes to a different school. You don't even know her.
Dude, I'm weird because I didn't even start dating until after high school. Like I didn't.
And, well, yeah, I did. I did when I was a little kid. But I mean, yeah, dude. I could see why.
Was that your last time in youth camp? Like, was that your? When I was a little kid.
And before, so like, yeah, if anything at a church camp, you know what I mean? Those Baptist people. Actually, like I used to when I was a kid, I wanted to be a priest when I was younger. I was in Catholic school, and I really wanted to be a priest. I was like real religious, and then like they fucking. I think I mentioned this last time we
Me-
were on yes with Nathan, where they or I didn't. I don't remember, but they found out that I was playing with myself, and then they made me cry, and like I was just like after that, every time I was like playing with myself, I was like praying. I was like, please don't let me do this. Please don't let me do this. And like I would, and then I'd feel terrible, and then I'm like, man, I'm like not even 10 years old
Is that why you haven't masturbated in a while?
because I like actually get laid, dude. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
You can do both.
Yeah, you can do both, but I only like to do one or the other. You know what I mean?
Put one hand in front of the other.
That I would be perfect, but I'm like this, dude. You know, what I mean? I'm like just one and done.
Oh, don't say that live, dude.
Shameful of man, it grows sideways too. You know what I mean?
Mine's like a duck's.
Yours is like a duck's. It's like curly and it falls off when it goes inside of them.
Yeah, and then it
Just
grows back each mating season.
back, yeah, dude. You're gonna try to pull a fast one on me and tell me about ducks' dicks like I didn't fucking know already, dog. Like I know what you're about. You're about you shit and I ain't into it.
Bro, funny story. Funny story. I used to I like to leave an impression on people when they meet me.
Same here.
So I had this thing I did for the longest time where I would sorry about the notification. Somebody keeps messaging me. But
You're fine.
I did this thing for a while where I would introduce myself, not say hi. That wasn't my line. My go-to line wasn't hi or how are you or nice to meet you. I started off with have you seen a duck's dick? And people would be like no, and I would show them the background on my phone at the time. Because the
It's
background on my phone, when you scroll, it's you see the duck, and then you scroll over, and then you see it.
all like curly and whimsical and shit. Yeah, dude, that's weird. And it snaps off in them. Like,
And it grows back longer for each mate you had that mating season. So
damn.
like mine would be small. I don't.
Fuck you. Nature is just wild, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
It's also barbed.
barbed? Yeah.
Yeah, a duck's dick is barbed. Yes, it's
Oh,
it's to scrape away competitive sperm.
No, that's not supposed to be funny, but it is. All you really have to do is give me a crazy look and I'll just laugh at anything you say. Like, dude, you can say I like pancakes and go, like, just because you look like
It's the art of comedy, dude. It's not about saying funny shit. It's about reacting funny.
it's funny because you look you have you ever seen the singer from Pentagram before, Bobby Liebling? When you make that face, you look like Bobby Liebling, dude. Have you ever watched Have you ever watched Last Days Here?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he has a baby at the end of it, and he's holding the baby, but he has this face, and he's like, so fucking funny. I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude! Like, this is crazy. You have to watch that if you're into Pentagram, dude. Pentagram's the shit.
They're amazing.
I love Pentagram. I mean,
Well,
minus that dude beat up his mom, and she's like 90. He's done some shit, dude. Like, that guy is so fucked. Like,
so
out of shit.
when it comes to fucked up artists, though, you know you have your Gigi Allens, you have your Pentagram, but who do you think would be the most fucked up musician or artist you know of?
Gigi Allen, easily.
I got one worse.
Who?
The singer of Kettle Cadavere.
I've never heard of that before. But is
Yeah,
this
they didn't live very long. He lived until he was like in his 40s, I think. But he would perform live, but he would like do crazy shit. Like he would wrap barbed wire on his head, cut himself open, shit like that. But he released a video of one of his live performances, and he came out on stage, whipped his dick out,
yeah.
and nailed his foreskin to a 2x4.
Yeah, I was at a party one time.
Don't know. You don't start a.
I was at a party one time and I watched a dude staple his nutsack with an industrial size staple gun to a wall.
Ew. Steve-O would do that shit.
Yeah, the guy was also like racist, and like I didn't know about any of this until like my friend Sarah. She used to be in this band called The Breathing Process. If you remember them, have you
Yep.
ever heard of them?
I'm
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah. She was like, "Yeah, that guy's a racist, Bryce. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I didn't fucking know until like we were staying at this dude's house." And he was showing us this card game that he plays, and he's like, check out this card that I made on this like Need for Speed. And he's like showing us this shit for like 3 hours, and we're like, what the fuck is going on right now? And this other guy's like downstairs saying wild shit, and I'm just like, dude, you
It's
get
not a
yourself
party.
situations in Akron, Ohio.
Well, I mean, racism is kind of like it's not
Sucks.
like popular in Ohio, but in those areas, like it's not hidden.
No, dude, it sucks. It's like, fuck, man. And like what's fucked up about it too, man, is like you get caught up in a lot of shit. You get caught up in a lot of shit, like especially playing in like the bands that like the type of band that I play in, dude. Like, there's people that are fucking undercover, dog. Like, and you just kind of gotta be fucking aware of it. There's people that are blatantly open about it. Like, you just look at a battle vest and check their patches, basically.
Isn't it
Like,
weird that like
dude, I
you
just
have the
huh?
you have those people that are sorry I'm interrupting you. It's I think we have a bit of a delay. But it's weird when we have people like that that's openly racist. But it's also weird to me about the people that like don't realize they're racist. Like I had this neighbor and he was like, I'm not racist. And then he went on to tell me about how the Confederate War had nothing to do with slavery. And if he catches his daughter with a black guy, he's beating her ass. And I'm like, you're not racist, but you just said the most racist shit I've ever heard.
Dude, it's like people like that. Let me guess though, he's probably older, right?
No, he was like 40s.
Well, I mean, I can understand somebody like growing up in a different time period and them just being that's how they fucking are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that. I mean, that's not cool either, but like, I understand why they're like that.
I
But like,
understand, but like adapt and overcome. Like you know better by this point.
yeah, but like, and most of those people are like in their 70s, 80s. Dude, like, they're pushing up there, like 90s.
No, but
If
I met this guy. If you're in your 40s and you're still racist,
fuck that, like you're just being a piece. You know what I mean? Like,
like I brought up to him, I'm like, okay, it's one thing to like claim heritage, even though we live in Ohio and we're a union state. But anyway, it's one thing to do that. Well, he was from West Virginia, which is another state that seceded from the Virginia because they didn't want to be part of the Confederacy. But still, let's not talk history. Um, but
bad idea.
every single succession letter from Confederate states mentioned slavery. Every single one cited slavery for the reason. And then this guy was like, well, it was to do with taxes. I'm like, taxation of what? And he's like, states' rights to do what? Like, everything that you're saying goes back to slavery.
Dude, have you ever been to Gettysburg?
I've not personally been, but I have a friend that sent me some stuff when he went.
Dude, every single time I go there, when we pass through there, like we've been through there a couple times, like on a tour or like on weekend shows or whatever, always make whoever's driving stop. Like, can we get there from here? Like, or they'll be like, I'll be like, hey, are we gonna be in the vicinity of this? And they'll be like, we're like looking everything up, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, can we go there? And they're like, yeah, we'll go, we'll stop. Every time I go, fucking haunted as shit. Love it. Looks haunted. Like I go into the woods. I go into the woods, I get weed, and I smoke mad weed in the woods in Gettysburg and just like look around and sit down.
Damn, dude. I've not been to Getty's, but I have been to like haunted areas. If since you mentioned that,
It,
ever go to Egypt Valley?
yeah, dude, where we live, there's a bunch of haunted shit. Like
Egypt Valley is about, I'd say, 10 minutes from me, and I go there a lot. And there's
that's
this one.
in Belmont County, Lady Ben Hill.
Uh huh. Well, when it comes to Egypt Valley, though, it's one of the most haunted areas. But there's an area you can go to. It's a little difficult to find if you're not used to the area, but once you find it, it's like a stone. It's not her grave site. It's not her grave site, but it's her stone. It was a little girl that was brutally murdered when she was like 13 by a stalker who proposed to her, and she said, "Yeah." I don't know the full story in that regards. I believe she was engaged to him, whatever. And then he brutally killed her on this thing, and he ended up being the last person hung in no, the first person hung in Ohio.
Yeah, in Belmont County, I think it was. I'm not sure about Ohio, but you might be right. Um, but that was way back when. But yeah, I know she has a stone, and then I know there's like speculation of a dog with red eyes.
Yeah, that's Circle Cemetery. Uh,
Yeah, wasn't there like a house or something like that?
there was supposedly a house that you could see from the road, but when you start approaching the area, the house isn't there anymore. Was the one
Yeah.
that I heard.
So,
There's also Salem Cemetery. That's where the little girl is buried.
so
Louis,
we have a
Louise.
cemetery called Union Cemetery. If you watch that music video for Sadness, all the time lapses and all the slow mos and like the mausoleum and stuff and everything, it's all from that cemetery. And there's a rock called Indian Rock that you kind of have to walk down,
Hmm.
like where the mausoleums are. Kind of sketchy to walk down, but like some girl fell off the rock and died, and like there's
Jesus.
lore behind it. I mean, not saying that that's like I'm doing this because somebody died in there. Like it's just like that's just somewhere that I've hung out. Like like
It's
I'm
okay to say that though.
yeah, I'm just saying. Like I don't want anybody to be like you know what I mean? Like
Let
but
them.
yeah, fuck them. And just like yeah, dude. Like it's just lore and like honestly I've taken numerous photos there for albums for inside album covers and stuff like that. There's another there is another cemetery where Dr. Smoke filmed a video for a song called This Hollowed Ground that I've taken photos of at and have went and written numerous lyrics. um I don't know, man. something about like nature is cool, and like there's like this trail that links. It's like probably a little bit longer than a mile, but it links one side of town to another side of town. And it's like when you go on this trail, it's like you're in the middle of a town, but you're in the middle of the woods now, and it's like a completely different place. Nobody around. Like
That's
there's
neat.
like it's cool up, dude. I really like shit like that a lot. Actually, during that video, when I was taking the time lapse of the trail, I had my girlfriend Kylie with me, and about 2 minutes in, I'm like fucking trudging down this trail. I look back and she's like 10 feet behind me, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I forgot that this is kind of rough. You know what I mean? Like there's like hills and like you know what I mean? Like
But that's what you're used to, so
dude, I was in Detroit. I was in Michigan, and my friend from this black metal band up there called Mammon took me on one of his little trails to one of his little spots, dude, and it was not fun. Like it was like there were like cliffs, like 100-foot drop off cliffs with like 2 feet of walking room, and I'm just like high as fuck in Detroit. Just got
literally and figuratively.
yes, like just bought like 20 I just bought like 5 carts for like $25, dude. I'm good for the rest of the week that I'm there. Like and dude, like I was sketched out.
Dude,
Le-
that's fucking crazy.
I was legitimately sketched out. There was
Dude,
a
we should go to Raven Rock together sometime.
Raven Rock. Where's that at?
It's in Ohio. I forget the exact town's name. Let me look it up for you.
Like the one place. I mean, yeah, dude, I'm down. I love shit like that. And also I'd like to say that you will be the MC of the show on April 18th, 19th with Theriaca, Iron Flame, us, Plaguewielder, and Dr. Smoke. This man will be handling the raffles and all other bullshit in the
That's
middle, trying there, having fun, telling jokes about Aussie, hopefully.
I'll throw in an Aussie joke. I'm just gonna. I'll be honest with you. When it comes to comedy, I've got ideas of what I'm gonna say, but I wing it because you never know how the show's gonna go.
You never know how those people are.
Yeah, it's fun because I opened a show one time with an abortion joke because that's just how I roll, and it went good. It went good. I might
I
tell. I might
think
tell.
I think you'll be where you are, so
Yeah,
you'll be
yeah. I might tell like that emo joke. I think it's the perfect crowd for that.
the emo joke. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, like I'm excited, man. I'm excited to come back and play shows with my friends and
So,
no
did
better.
you want me to just introduce bands, like open with comedy, and then in between acts introduce them, and then talk to the crowd?
I mean, we can figure it out. Whatever you would like to do. I would like you to do a couple minutes though. Yeah, I would like there to be a section where you do your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
because the first show I did when I first MC'd, I did like about 5 minutes of like comedy, and then I pretty much just went on and introduced each band as they're setting up, and then just talked, and then talked about the raffle and did shout outs and everything else.
yeah, that's actually cool. I could give you a list of names to shout out.
Okay, I can do that in between acts and let people know, hey, donate, like help with the cause, motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, Andrew from Iron Flame, Andrew DeCagna is you know Andrew, right?
Yeah, Andrew DeCagna of Iron Flame, Brimstone Coven, and whatever other 90 bands he's in right now.
Nachachawin is up there, dude. Nachachawin. If you've never listened to Nachachawin, you got to. My boy Aaron Carey is in that band as well. That dude is like he shreds classical guitar, dude. He is so good. He is so good. I watch him and I'm like, man, like, yeah, can't play that. You know what I mean? Like,
What's crazy is our area has some great bands. Like Andrew DeCogna has all of his bands, but there's another one, Juan Ricardo, the singer of Sunless Sky. He has a lot of good bands too.
yeah, yeah. He has a lot of good bands. There's Altered States.
Love them
There's
guys.
one of Corey Ross' other bands that he has his punk band After School Special with Johnny Bess and Mikey that runs sound for most of the shows around here. Um, I you know there's not many like metal bands besides probably us and Iron Flame, maybe. That's
And
a
I would argue to state that Neverwake too.
Neverwake, yeah. Actually, you know what's funny is Johnny DiCarlo is my girlfriend's cousin. So like I'm gonna go hang out with Neverwake at Christmas Eve. Plaguewielder Neverwake, they don't even know what's happening, but I gotta make a good first impression because I was invited personally by their grandmother, and I really cannot mess that one up.
When is this?
This was like a couple days ago, man. I was at work. I work at a restaurant. I don't think I've ever told you where I work. I think I work at an Italian restaurant. I cook.
Bro, you just said I think I work at an Italian restaurant.
Dude, I don't even know if I'm alive right now, dog. I'm just rolling with the punches. You know what I mean? Like I'm up there, like on a level. But yeah, usually I'd be like it's Sunday I'm off. Usually I'd be eating some edibles or something like that. You know what I mean? Just chilling, watching TV. Like um I watch a lot of been watching a lot of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Eastbound and Down, What We Do in the Shadows, stuff
Bro,
like
you
that.
should join our Discord.
Yeah?
I have a Discord. If you're not familiar with what Discord is, you do have to download it, but it is a kind of like a social media app. But what you do is each person can create their own server that your friends can join or whatever. And mine is pretty much we're going to be watching movies, TV shows on there together, have watch parties, read books, just hang out. We have a general hangout. It's kind of like this, but it's like more personal.
Yeah.
And like
Well, no,
whoever shows up, shows up.
yeah, that's cool. I've been on Discord before, but I've only been on it like for chat. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
pretty much what this is, but we also have the video chats too. We actually right now, there's only two of us right now, but we're reading the Emerald, not in the Discord, but two of us in the reading section. We're reading the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, right now.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that that was like a thing until you mentioned it, and I sent it to I sent this to one of my homies, and he was like, "Yeah, right." When he mentioned that, he was like, "Ah, I got down. I sat down real quick and was preparing myself." And I was like, "Ah, that's cool, man. I have no fucking clue what that is. I know it's some ancient alien shit."
No, it's not necessarily. Some people interpret it as ancient alien shit, but there's also the. I'm going to be real. Like the ancient astronaut theory is cool, but like with anything else, it has its faults. The guy that came up with the theory just misinterpreted the language and mistranslated and shit.
Stuff with the astronaut hieroglyphic type deal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page then.
But it's a theory. It's not been proven or disproven. But like a lot of people say that he can't necessarily be credible because a lot of the things he stated, he never cited sources. He never
Okay.
cited which tablet he read, and people that have translated those tablets are like, no, that's not what they were talking about. That's not what they said. He just misinterpreted it. So it's weird. That's like I was watching this YouTube video the other day, bro. Um, it was this guy. He was translating tablets, right? That have already been translated, but he translated them himself, and they weren't even the same as the translation that we know.
Yeah, but you gotta think like it's like a game of telephone. You
Yeah.
know, it's basically a game of telephone. I feel like because I mean, passed down from century to century, something's bound to change.
Well,
You know,
also a lot of these tablets is not people that was there. It was word of mouth, and they just decided to start documenting it.
like lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your friend? He should join the Discord. He could read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth with us. We're on tablet number 3 right now.
His name is Seth Potenzini. I'm not super close with the guy. I'm still kind of getting to know him. It's one of my girlfriend's sister's boyfriends. So I'm still working on relationships here, man. We're
Bro,
working.
the way that you describe this guy is kind of like Spaceballs.
Yeah,
I'm your brother's uncle's former roommate. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing.
dude. I'm just kind of a weird, strange guy, man.
I
Like
love it.
they invite him to it. I'm just try to be a little bit reserved nowadays because before when the drinks were flowing, you know, and the drugs were flowing, I was fucking on it. But now I'm just like, man, I like to chill by myself. I don't really go anywhere too much. I mean, I've been trying to get out and go to shows and shit. I've been to a couple recently. Actually, I went to go see one of my friends in Burial. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Heard of them
No.
before? Black metal band from Cleveland. I'm not really sure what kind of music you're into, to be honest with you.
I listen to a very diverse taste of music. If I was to describe my taste in music by naming 5 bands, just not
Yeah.
my favorite, these aren't my favorites. These are just to describe how diverse my taste is.
Okay.
Flogging Molly,
Okay.
Barry Manilow, Lamb of God,
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne, Alice Cooper,
Okay.
and Weird Al Yankovic as an honorable mention because I love Weird Al.
Yeah, I like Weird Al too. I mean, mine are like the Beatles, Black Sabbath, probably Typo Negative, probably
Fuck yeah, Typo's great.
yeah, dude, I got a little Typo Negative tattoo.
I
Uh,
noticed that.
yeah, and my girlfriend works mental health, and I have a that hoodie that says "Express yourself, just say yes," and it has all the forms of suicide on it. She does not like me wearing that in public when we go grocery shopping, because she works mental health, and I'm like, yeah, I've been to like therapy sessions and worn that, and like my mom works at where I would go for my like therapy, and one of the therapists would be like, yeah, that's a kind of inappropriate t-shirt to be wearing at this place. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Like, I can't see anything on in front of me. It's on my back, dude. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah, but everybody else can see it.
But it's Peter Steele, dude. Like, it's Peter Steele.
The one thing that I understand evolving, don't get me wrong. Like it's all cool to evolve, but they kept the Typo name. Now, when Typo first started, they were like a blasphemous group that would sing like not really religious shit. They'd sing about vampires and
Well,
demons
that
and shit.
before
Yeah, and then Peter Steele went Catholic.
he went Catholic later on, and like he had like a real dark period in his life, and he got the Alpha and Omega things on his tattoos on his hand because
Yeah.
he felt both. And he got sober, and it was like a real dark time for him.
And it
Like
was weird because towards the end he was writing like almost like religious music with
he was
Typo's name on it.
like Dead Again was their last album with Rasputin on the cover.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. Typo is one of my fucking favorites, dude. Like, not a bad song. They don't have one bad song. And if you're gonna sit here and tell me they got a bad song, I'd be like, nah, no, they don't. Like, they really don't. I was watching a video with the guitar player Kenny, and he was like, "Yeah, Hand to Doom from Black Sabbath is one of Peter Steele's favorite riffs. Play it backwards. It's Black number one." I'm
yep,
like, "What?"
I've heard that.
Yeah, like he played it backwards and just took it, switched it around.
You want to hear something nuts, dude? Are you familiar with Sir Christopher Lee?
Christopher Lee.
Yeah, Sir Christopher Lee when he died, but Christopher Lee. He was the original Dracula. He also played in Star Wars.
Okay,
He
yeah, I'm
he
not a fan or
played
anything.
he played
Yeah,
Count Dooku in Star Wars. Well, when he was 90 years old, he started a heavy metal career. Let that resonate for a minute. All right, Christopher Lee at 90 years old, who mostly the music that he was doing at the time, even though he was an actor, he was doing opera. So he became an opera metal singer at 90 years old.
that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out.
His music was very interesting because he did all this cool shit in his career, right? And then he released music, and his music, well, he was releasing music, but then when he went metal, he wrote songs about Charlemagne. And he said in an interview, he was like, "Oh yeah, I was related." The songs about his family lineage.
Huh?
So he has connections with Charlemagne,
That's fucking weird.
right?
People are strange when you're a stranger, man. People are strange.
Which those who don't know who Charlemagne is, he was the king of the Franks and he was the first emperor of Roman era, the Holy Roman. He was the first Holy Roman emperor.
Wasn't Genghis Khan like he or some dude like that was like he just went around and raped and pillaged his like DNA all throughout the world.
Yep.
Yeah, is that Genghis Khan?
I think I could be mistaken. Let me look it up.
But I know that somebody is, man. Crazy.
I don't even know. I'm weird. I don't even know how to spell that. There we go.
Genghis. G-A-H. Nope. Spell it. Doesn't work.
Genghishkan. Genghis Khan.
Dude, there was a band called Genghis Khan that was too.
Of course there was. Genghis Khan. I don't want to sit here like an idiot and read who the fuck Genghis Khan is because I know who he is, but I don't know what he is guilty of, and I don't want to make assumptions.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything either because I'm not sure, but I know it was somebody like that. Some historical figure like did what they do, man, back in the day, apparently.
I think we can admit that most artists and most, especially political figures from back in the day, are all different types of being pieces of shit.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like even with certain horrible people in history, there's some good things that came out of it.
Yeah. It's like yin and yang, dude. You know,
Yeah.
for every bad there is a bit of good, and for every good there is a little bad. Everybody has it in them. You
Like
just
with the horrible shit that happened in World War II, we had weird advancements of medical history because of how horrible things were and how horribly they treated people. We realized the extent the human body could go through, and we ended up with a lot of modern medicine.
yeah, dude, we stole their scientists.
Yeah,
Like, the guy who made NASA was a Nazi scientist.
that's fucking crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, dude, they were like ahead of us.
Oh shit, you got silenced, dude.
Didn't mean to go black there for a second. Had a phone call.
Oh, I thought they silenced you. I just
No, hey, that if that happens again, it's because I'm on. It's because somebody's calling me. That's what happened last time. Is my friend was calling me on Instagram, and I was just like, every time he would call, I'd black out, and I'd be listening to you. You know what I mean?
Did you ever watch that documentary? Speaking of what we were talking about, it's called The Devil Next Door.
Yeah, dude, with the guy in Cleveland, Ivan the Terrible. Yeah, I'm real interested in stuff like that. Like, and I honestly sometimes don't want to admit it just because, like, obvious reasons. You
Yeah,
know,
because people
like,
misinterpret it.
yeah, and like, I'm bald, dude. I'm bald, and like, I'm in a black metal band, and I can't be out here being like, yeah, I'm real interested in this shit. Like, it doesn't fucking work like that. Like, but to say it lightly, yeah, I'm into World War II. Like, I'm definitely into history. Like, same with Gettysburg, dude. Totally into that. Totally into the Civil War.
Dude, I love it.
I think it's interesting. I don't go out of my way to really like research it too much anymore or watch too much about it. I'm just like into it. You know what I mean? Like if something pops up, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. But I'm also kind of like into watching shit about like Antifa and like white supremacy and stuff like that, and just like learning about that stuff. And like, there's a documentary I was watching recently called Erasing Hate, where this guy he's getting all of his racist tattoos removed because he had a life changing thing. You
Uh-huh.
know, and he got out of all this bad shit. And like there's a guy and that's friends with my guitar player that had a documentary done about him because he was covering up racist tattoos for free.
That's
Um
cool.
so like I just like stuff like that. Like I just like the transformation and listening to these people and all the crazy shit that they're spouting, and I'm just like
See,
what
I'm the same way, dude. I'm big into like serial killers and like history
yeah,
and like as you know, I'm into also like astrology, I'm into theology, and then it's just to educate myself, to understand because the thing is if you're going to hide from things just cuz they were blasphemous, stupid or horrible moments in history, then you're doomed to repeat it.
yeah, very true. Very true, man. Um, yeah, I guess I just want to learn about both of the sides. You know what I mean? Like, I want to learn. I just like have a genuine interest in it. Like these like these dude, like these white supremacists, you can watch this shit and just tell somebody hurt them when
Did
they
you ever watch Daryl? What's his name?
guy that he
Daryl Davis.
gets he gets the ribs. He's a jazz musician, real good piano player.
Hmm.
Watch him a lot. I've watched all of his TED talks. Um, Watched a lot of shit about Charlottesville. A lot of stuff about Charlottesville.
Well, one of my favorite quotes I was going to get at from Daryl Davis was that ignorance breeds fear. If that's not put in check, that fear then turns to hatred. And if that's not in check, that hatred breeds destruction. So you have to destroy it at the ignorance. But the only way to do that is by allowing them to be ignorant towards you, but don't react. Show them that you are not what they are claiming that you are.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Because
much.
something hurt them and proved their point, and all you're doing by being an asshole is just proving their point.
Further, yeah,
Yeah.
and also I realized one of my friends, who's not so much my friend anymore, was telling me one time that we were having talks about this type of stuff because, like I said, dude, being in a black metal band, you run into this shit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not cool with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want people to think that I am cool with it because clearly I'm not. You know what I mean? Um, and I think that honestly, like as sad as that is, I think that needs to be said because like it's a problem. Like it's a fucking
It's
problem.
not just a problem in the black metal scene either, because if you look at any music scene, any theology, anything, whatever, there is a lot of white supremacists in each.
Yeah.
Punk rock has a lot of issues with white supremacy. The satanic movement, when Anton LaVey made the Satanic Bible, he used some clippets of "Might is Right," which was a Nazi manifesto.
Yeah. See, that's not good.
But the thing is the parts that he used wasn't the anti-Semitic shit. He just used some of the more positive mindset that was found in that book.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I just
Oh, you got a phone call, my friend.
sorry.
You're good. You're
Yeah,
good.
hold on a second. Let me just do something real fast.
You're good, bro. But no, when it comes to like people like that, horrible, horrible shit. But there's also some things that could be adopted from it. Like, I don't know. People want to say that just because something is horribly bad, there can't be any stretch of goodness in it. Uh,
Yeah.
but I don't agree with using manifestos to prove a point. That's not what I agree
Yeah.
with at all. But what's funny is, and I brought this up to a new friend of mine. She reads the Satanic Bible, but she doesn't follow it in her everyday life. But she has it, and she is a Satanist. But she and I was talking. I'm like, people don't realize that Anton LaVey's real name is not Anton LaVey. He was born Howard Stanton LaVey. Howard the Satanist would have been hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
Like a,
Yeah, that could be a bit, dude.
like a fucking like little cartoon duck. Just
Yeah, pentagram and like, but what if he's a duck? What if it's like Daffy the duck and he's a black duck, but
no, I
he's
was
wearing
thinking Howard the Duck.
yeah, but we'll make him Howard the Duck, but we'll put one of those big ass fucking like big ritual masks that they wore. You know what I mean? With the animal heads that are all goofy as fuck that you're wearing, you're like, why the fuck is this a real thing? Like,
That's fucking hilarious. Have you ever read the Satanic Bible?
I've read some of it.
It's
Uh,
interesting.
More or less read the Necronomicon.
Oh, that's the what is that? What's his name?
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft.
Or Abdul whatever his name, Nah Nahazared or something like that. I don't know. I'm like into H.P. Lovecraft too. I like shit like that
I've
too.
never read him. I need to.
Yeah, you need to. He was a piece of shit, and but he wrote some cool stories. And I don't really dwell too deep in things that people have done, like how long ago. I don't
Dude,
know.
you can separate the art from the artist, I think.
Yes. Yes, I like to do that. Also, somebody else that's like kind of like a controversial figure that I fucking love is fucking Marilyn Manson, dude. Like his return has been amazing. I like he was like my top number one on Spotify. Like he's just
My
put.
my thing with Manson is it's been coming out that Evan Wood allegedly paid women to make claims about him.
Yeah, see, I, I see headlines of stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not good. Like,
I
you know,
think in this country, though, we should quit politicizing court cases until we have a verdict.
well, kangaroo court, kangaroo court.
I did enjoy, though. I'm going to lie if I said I didn't. I did quite enjoy the Johnny Depp case. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, dude, and that's like one of his best friends, dude.
I don't think,
That girl was talking about that lady or whatever. I don't know her name. She was talking about how he does nothing but hang out with old men and play guitars. He hangs out with fucking Alice Cooper.
yeah. Alice, when I met Alice, Alice told me he has Johnny Depp on speed dial.
Yeah,
Like, like fucking hangs up.
dude. Alice Cooper is the shit, dude. I
Dude,
just
did you know that he was friends with Elvis Presley?
no, but
Yeah, he knew Elvis.
dude,
Oh,
he was so good, dude. I went to go see him, Rob Zombie, Ministry, and Filter. I didn't,
Jesus.
that was at the Post Gazette Pavilion, man.
I was gonna go, but I just couldn't afford it, bro.
Dude, I couldn't afford it either, but I went. I think Kylie bought tickets to that one. But we recently went to go see Opeth and Tribulation. I don't know if you know anything about Tribulation, but that's like my fucking.
No,
That's
dude, but I know Opeth.
yes, Opeth is fucking good too. But I'm like Tribulation guy through and through. If you don't know about them, I would suggest just googling them and YouTubing them and watching some of their shit. They're like gothy. Um, they used to be a death metal band, then they used to be a black metal band, and now they're like real fucking weird. And I don't even know. He started clean singing, and like I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna start clean singing." So I started clean singing, and we did a Halloween EP called "Bound to the Chain." It's of the cover is of me and my girlfriend, but it's me on a chain on a leash like a dog, and her foot is on my back, and she's holding me on the leash. And it's so fucking funny, dude. Like it's like really vibrant and brightly colored. We have a cover of a couple Misfit songs on there. We did a my buddy did an electronic cover of London Dungeon, if you're into the Misfits, and
Misfits are fucking good.
and did Living Hell, which is a great song from Famous Monsters, which I know people are all like, ugh, but I love Michael Graves. When I was younger, I was real into Slipknot. I'm still into Slipknot. I don't care. Um, we did a cover of a Murder Doll song, which is Joey Jordison's other band, 1976-66. Did a
Yeah,
cover of that.
that's also with Wednesday 13.
Yes, Wednesday 13 too. Yeah, I like him a lot. I like weird goth shit, dude, and like spooky shit. Punk rock shit
Have
is cool.
you seen Wednesday in concert yet?
Huh?
Have you seen Wednesday 13 in concert yet?
No, I have not. But I watched videos of him on YouTube. Yeah, it's definitely sick as fuck. I love the way he looks. I love the way his band looks. Like, um,
You want to know another crazy concert, bro? Ever listen to Doyle?
never really been into Doyle. I
His
stopped.
shows are nuts.
Yeah,
His singer, the Wolfman Alex Story, he also sings for Cancer Slug, I think is
yeah,
the name of it.
I've heard of that. But yeah,
He has a song called Hung Like Jesus. Go check it out. Um, but they're a great band. But Doyle, man, Alex will hang upside down on fucking rafters and shit while singing. Like, and they perform in smaller venues, but they always sell out.
yeah,
And I was at one of the venues, and he walked past me, and Doyle was a brick shit house.
yeah.
Like, he's nothing but muscle. I'm like, Jesus.
I'm pretty sure he's Christian, dude.
He's vegan too.
He's Christian and he doesn't believe in any of the shit that they talk about. It's just like a shtick. Like he is a man of God, and that's fine.
That's fucking great though. Could you imagine if that happened with Slayer or like any of the black metal bands?
You know what's funny is Slayer is Tom Array is, I guess,
Catholic.
chill as fuck and Catholic.
Yeah, he's Catholic. The original guitarist, I'm drawing a blank. Jeff Hanneman.
Yes.
Jeff Hanneman was atheist as far as I knew, and he also collected Nazi memorabilia.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of the lyrics. He wrote most of the lyrics. Yeah.
Now
He,
I gotta say though, Gary Holt's a sorry. Go ahead.
he wrote Angel of Death. Yeah, that's one of the songs that they got banned for.
Gary Holt was a great replacement though.
Yes, Gary Holt is the fucking shit. I love Slayer so much.
Like people bitched, and I'm like, no, Gary Holt is the man.
Nah,
Like
Holt is the fucking dude. Like, yeah.
Exodus, you kidding me? Exodus is a fucking. They should be on the fucking big four, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Anthrax should be there. Sorry.
I like
Honestly,
Anthrax, but they're like skater punk.
I don't even think Metallica should be there, and that's just my opinion, man. But I think Megadeth should be number one.
Here,
Megadeth, Slayer, Exodus, and probably somebody else that isn't the top three.
I understand why they did the big four like that because that's the biggest names, like the most popular names. But if we're going based on like thrash influence, Slayer wouldn't be on my big four, and here's why. Here's why. I love Slayer. I would have my big four be Megadeth, Venom,
Okay.
Exodus,
Okay.
and Testament.
I was gonna say Testament. I was gonna say Testament, but like at the same time, like I'm not huge into Testament. So like I'm not really huge into Exodus either, but like I fucking like it, yeah. But Slayer, Megadeth, Exodus, and there's probably one that I'm fucking forgetting.
Well, the reason why I said Venom is because Venom heavily influenced Slayer.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Venom was pretty much thrash when thrash wasn't a thing.
Venom and like inspired black metal. They fucking inspired a lot of shit. To be honest with you, like I'm not too much into Venom.
You
Or
should be.
yeah, I know. I'm not. I've tried, just not real my thing. I guess I don't know.
Understandable. They're weird because they
Yeah, I'm like more into second wave black metal, like like Dark Throne and Mayhem and like
Demu Bajor.
I land. That's where I land. I'm not saying I love that shit, but like you know what I mean.
Do you like Demu Bajor?
I never heard of them.
They are a symphonic black metal band.
Hell yeah, I'll have to check it out. You have to send me a link.
They're really good. They have a lot of cool shit.
I got into black metal when I was a kid, probably 13. I saw Cradle of Filth at Ozfest,
They're so good.
and I fucking hated them at first, and then I like listened, like finally like they beat me down with Ghost in the Fog and Cradle to Enslave, and like and then I found Dimmu Borgir and Death Cold Armageddon when that came out, and I was like fuck, like, and then I was in like metalcore bands back then when I was younger, like singing. I knew how to play guitar, but I didn't really play guitar too much. But I was mostly a singer. Um, but yeah, I forget where I was going with that. Yeah, I forget where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
You're good, dude. That's the thing about this show. We just talk about what the fuck ever, dude.
Yeah, I was
And
giving you a little bit of my history. But yeah, I got into black metal. Like I remember I was like, all right, listening to the same shit all the time. And I was like, okay, I got to dwell deeper. Got to get into the underground and dig some shit out
do you
because
like weird music?
I like Oingo Boingo. That gets pretty weird, right?
Ever listen to Frank Zappa?
No, not into Frank Zappa at all. It's too weird.
Primus.
No, not into Primus either. No,
Dude, I saw Primus with Slayer a few years ago.
you're sadly mistaken.
Huh?
Sadly mistaken.
It was Slayer, Primus, Philip H. Anselmo doing Pantera songs before Pantera got back together, and the opening act was Ministry.
Dude, fucking Ministry was pretty cool live.
They're
To be,
so good.
I mean, like, I'm not so much into like their records or anything like that, but like they're pretty fucking good. And that guy, AJ or something like that. I
The
forget his name.
lead singer, Al Jordan,
Yeah,
Al,
I knew it started with an A.
I forget his full name. They call him Uncle Al.
Yeah, something weird. But yeah, I fucking that was a really good show. Alice Cooper stole the show.
He always does. I saw him opening for Motley Crue once.
Stole the show. Immediately steals the show. He shouldn't be opening up for anybody.
That's like a Hailstorm performed with him, and I guess Alice, from what I understand, he wanted Hailstorm to headline, and they're like, no. So Alice headlined.
Good. He as he
He's fucking in his 70s, and he doesn't act like it.
Oh, I was listening to this thing about him and his wife. He was talking about how like they've been together for 40 years and she's like on the road with him and shit too. And he was like, we've never had an argument. I've never raised my voice at her. Like I respect her too much. And I'm like, damn, dude.
His
Like,
whole family was in a stage act at one time. His son Dash was the executioner at one time.
it's awesome.
His daughter played the nurse on the set when his wife wasn't available to do so. His wife plays the nurse now.
His
Um,
wife is the lady with the Renaissance lady now.
oh, now she is, but she was playing Nurse Rosetta back in the day.
Nice. But
She
yeah,
actually started off as one of his dancers.
they've been married for 40 years.
Hmm. And Alice's mother died recently in the last couple years.
Damn.
She was in her 90s, and she was, I think, still living with him at the time.
Damn. Well, I mean, yeah, rightfully so.
Dude, you know what's crazy is like I always go back to Ozzy because he's like the king of heavy metal. Let's be honest, he's the god of metal.
Yes. Yeah, well, he's like the grandfather.
The god is Rob Halford. That's
I I think my god is Lemmy.
that's not even fair because Lemmy ain't even metal. Lemmy always said he's rock.
Dude, Lemmy is God.
That reminds me of Airheads, bro.
It's Airheads because it's real, dog. I'm telling you, this is my fucking lineup right here. Grandfather of heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne. God of heavy metal is obviously Lemmy. And
Mhm.
Uncle's heavy metal, the heavy metal uncle, Philip H. Anselmo.
I'd just say Dimebag.
I mean, yeah, that too.
After the whole like white power thing,
And him, dude, like, I can't sit here and tell you that I don't like Pantera. I literally can't because I'd just be going against everything that I fucking grew up listening to, man. Like,
I've heard people say they want Pantera as the big four, and I wouldn't view them as thrash though.
now they're just a metal band. They're like a groovy ass metal band, but like, god damn, were they electric, dude? And you can't sit there and deny that. Like, you can't watch a show from them from '89 until like '96 and be like, that wasn't fucking wild. Like,
Motorhead was the same way up until their death.
dude, who was?
Motorhead up until Lemmy's death, dude.
Yeah, dude, decibels, highest decibel band ever.
Did you see that interview with Lemmy? They asked him why he's never gotten married. Did you hear his answer?
No, it's probably amazing. He collected Nazi memorabilia too.
Well, he said in the interview, they asked him, have you ever thought about marriage? And he's like, I did for a minute. I've done a couple times for like a minute or a week or a day or whatever. But in reality, he's like, I like chasing women. If I was to marry someone, that would be dishonest. Because if I'm going to get with somebody, that's the only person I want, and that's not me.
I mean, yeah, dude, but you got to understand too that he was a fucking roadie for Jimi Hendrix, dude.
Yep.
Guy, he's it.
Did you ever see that interview with Tommy Chong when he met Jimi Hendrix?
Tommy Chong, no.
Tommy Chong, before he got into acting, he was a musician for Motown Records. Not a lot of people know that.
I remember that.
He was the only white guy in an all black band. Well, they were all chilling, and Tommy was doing his guitar stuff, and Jimi Hendrix walked in, and he jammed with Jimmy for a while.
That's fucking cool.
That's fucking cool. Also, if you look at the Cheech and Chong shit, all of the guitar parts and all of their songs and stuff was written by Tommy.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, he does play Say the Whales, and he plays a Mexican American. Yeah.
That shit's hilarious. Or Mama Taka told me to tell me how to live. Dun-dun-dun. Have you heard the cover of that?
Dude, I know how to play that riff. I can't even lie to you.
Did you hear the cover of that?
No.
Korn covered it with Cheech Marin on vocals.
Dude, I'm going to have to listen to that after this, too. Listen, you're going to have to send me these links, man, because I'm never going to remember this shit.
Also, back in the 90s, a lot of people don't remember this, but in 1998, Vanilla Ice quit rapping. He quit his rapping career, and he became a nu metal artist.
He had a metal version of Ice Ice Baby.
Bro, he had 2 nu metal albums.
Hell yeah.
Like full-length albums, and I think they're really good, but a lot of people just never liked it.
You fucking would, dude.
I love it.
I mean, is it on YouTube? Because I'll listen to it.
The whole album, both of them, is on there.
I wonder what it's even called.
Let me find it for you again, because I'm bad. I have a lot of information in my head, but I got so much that it sometimes gets jumbled up.
Yeah.
So I like to make sure. So Kid Rock's nu metal albums are, oh God, they are as worse as you would think. Okay, his first new...
Kid Rock is American, though, apparently. Like, when it's 4th of July, like, what the fuck are you going to play? What do you play on 4th of July, dude?
With myself. Okay, his first metal album was called Hard to Swallow.
Okay, what's the second one called?
No, you want to know what's hilarious?
Yeah, what?
The album features appearances from Bloodhound Gang's vocalist Jimmy Pop.
Dude, I mean, you got to get some money somehow.
It also features the singer, the drummer Shannon Larkin of Ugly Kid Joe and Godsmack, Scott Borland of Lennon and Big Dumb Face on keyboards. The guitarist is Sonny Mayo of Snot and Seven Dust.
Wait, that Wes Borland, that's dude from Limp Bizkit.
Scott Borland.
Is that his brother?
Might be a relation. Let me look it up. Big Dumb Face is actually a reggae metal band.
Oh, I thought he had a band. I thought he had a band called something like that too.
Guess what? Big Dumb Face is Wes Borland. It's him and his brother Scott.
That's what I told you. That's what I thought.
They're brothers. Yep.
That's what I thought.
And turntablist DJ Swamp, which is famous for Beck and Ministry. So he has a great lineup, but it only sold 100,000 copies.
That's more copies than I ever sold in my whole entire life. So more power to Vanilla Ice.
Also features Psycho. I don't know if you're familiar with Insane Poetry, but it features Psycho of Insane Poetry. His album was Bipolar. His second nu metal album was called Bipolar. It was released in 2001. That one was the one with Ice Ice Baby on it.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that on VH1 or something weird like that.
I'm sorry, Hard to Swallow was the one. It was called Too Cold. The second album didn't. He might have even had a third one. Nope, he went back into hip hop, and he kind of did nu metal still with Platinum Underground, but it was still kind of hip hop too. So yeah, both. His last album ever was called Wisdom, Tenacity, and Focus, aka WTF. It was a hip hop techno country album. Was his last album ever. Hip hop techno country. Featuring Cowboy Troy and Insane Clown Posse.
Dude, he might as well be doing fucking Ram Ranch. You know what
But like, I give him credit though. Like he had his one hit, but he continued to release albums up until 2011.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't need to release albums with that one hit.
No, he just does it because he likes it.
So, I mean, yeah, at that point, it's like Corey Feldman, man. It's like
No, do not compare. Vanilla Ice can at least sing.
dude, Corey Feldman is mwah.
I love the videos. It's horrible. It's horrible, but I love the videos where he accidentally hits the microphone.
So good, dude. Like, I don't even want to talk about him missing his tooth because I have a loose front tooth right now, and I just don't feel like karma is on my side.
Yeah, but you should have more stage awareness than that.
Yeah, but sometimes you do have to like protect yourself. You know what I mean? Like cup the fucking mic or something every once in a while so you don't smack it off your mouth. Or like I can't even do that because I'm all hands, dude. I'm all playing guitar and singing.
Yeah.
So, but
So I think what we should do is we should re-explore the Vanilla Ice new metal, and we should listen to the albums together, and then go live and review them.
yes, we should. That you've had all day, all podcast, all hour and 30 minutes and 32 seconds of it right now, baby.
We only have another 30 minutes, by the way, because we can only record in 2-hour increments over at EV Mux. But if you're ever on here and we want to talk longer than that, I can always just hit record again.
That's okay. I'm on about 16% right now, dog. I couldn't even get this on the computer. It was trying to make me sign in and sign out, and
It's
I
weird.
don't understand. Yeah, it was real weird.
So, would you like to do a part 3? Because here's my plan for this podcast. I'm going to say it publicly. I would like to get regulars on here, so I always have a day where, like, if I want to do a recording, I always have somebody I can reach out to and do a recording. I would like to do more episodes with like regulars, and then have an occasional guest show up.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. I think that you should fucking definitely find some people, and I would put my name into that hat, definitely, if you would like me to.
Of course.
Um, I myself have been living in the shadows for about 10 years of this band, and this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and it's been awesome meeting you and like
When
talking.
when Nate said Plaguewielder, I'm like, fuck yeah, bring him on, because I've known of you because I've been in the scene for a while. Not as a musician. I've always been going to shows, becoming friends with musicians. I was on the media side of things for a little while.
Yeah,
And I managed a local band, which is a
yeah,
long story. But yeah. I'm gonna probably cut this episode up a little bit because I would like to go live again with you soon. Or not live, but record again soon.
yeah, most definitely. We can do that. I'm free every Sunday, man. I'm
All
not
right,
doing.
dude. All right, dude. Go ahead and tell people about your upcoming album, since that's why you're here, when it's going to release, all that stuff, out tracks, whatever you want to talk about.
So we have a new album coming out on January 8th. This album is called In Dust and Ash, and it is basically a concept record about me going through the stages of grief after my grandmother died. I didn't know that until recently. Kind of put the pieces of the puzzles together, like as time goes on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, that's coming out. We just released 2 singles. We released a lyric video for our first single called Empty Nights. And I just made a music video and a guitar playthrough video for our second single, Sadness, that came out last week. We also have another single coming out that's called Spaces on January 2nd. So there will be another lyric video for that. It will be on Spotify, it'll be on YouTube, it'll be on all streaming services and everything like that. Um, this album, dude, I've probably recorded it maybe twice. You know
Dang.
what I mean? I've put it's been, dude, I wrote on this next single that's coming out, Spaces, I wrote that chorus in probably 2020, 2015. Yeah, it's been, I just have stockpiles of shit, man. Like I just kind of do whatever. You know what I mean?
So when did you say that album's releasing?
It is releasing January 8th, and it is going to be only digital for now. I'm working with some labels, trying to get some cassettes, some CDs, and stuff like that. And if that doesn't work out, I'll be pressing that stuff myself. We actually have a new t-shirt design coming out soon. We call it the Bat Boy because it's our logo with just like a red bat hanging upside down. and it's going to be really cool. My guitar player Corey Waugh drew it up, and he's been tattooing forever at Alliance in Alliance, Ohio, at Heart of Gold. Check him out. He has like 21 years of experience. I'm not going anywhere else other than Hot Rod Tattooing and Martin's Ferry. Those are my two places that I go to. Shameless promotions for my friends, of course. Um, yeah, like this album has went through so many mixes. It's been through two different drummers. Um, like it's been a fucking nightmare.
Do you write all the instruments, or do you have people come in and help you, like with drums and shit?
Yeah, I do everything but the drums, man. It's like my band, but I mean, obviously, it's my brother's band too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I started this band in Delaware with the drummer of Dr. Smoke, Cody Cook. I'm not sure if you know Cody Cook or not,
I
but
know
he's
Corey Cook.
Corey Cook. Yes, he lives in Weirton. Cody Cook. He is from Las Vegas, but he moved to Mingo. If you know where
Are they
Mingo.
related?
No, they're not related. Not related at all. They spell their last names different. One with a K and one with an E at the end. And one is very gothic and the other one is very strange. Both in good ways. Love both of those dudes so much.
By the way, I would like to give you a little shameless plug and a little shout out though, because I heard the new album. You sent it to me.
Yeah.
I do plan on reviewing it eventually. I'll probably do that after it comes out.
Hell yeah.
And check it out, guys. It's actually really good. I liked it. Spoiler alert. I liked it.
Well, I'm glad that you liked it because if you said you didn't like it, I'd say the same thing. I'm glad you listened to it, man. Thanks for on. You know what I mean? Like, that's how that shit is, dude. Like,
It's hard for me to find music I don't like.
yeah, it's easy for me to find music I don't like.
There's only one band I don't like, and I'm not going to say it here.
I mean, I could go on with bands that I don't like for till the end of time, but it just makes me seem like an asshole. So,
right. But go check out his latest album coming out from Plaguewielder. It is January 8th. Did I hear you right? January 8th, and it is going to be incredible. What's the name of the album again, bud?
In Dust and Ash.
Okay, like Ash Ketchum? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just like you cremated your ass, dude. You know.
But I love you, brother. Thank you for doing this. We'll do it again soon.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, brother. Stick around if you want. I'm just done recording.
Oh, you're good, man. I'm cool.
Love you all. As always, live long, rock hard.